What is up, my friends? Welcome to the first Contemplation with Kristof. This is episode number 1. So it turns out a lot of you know me and I don't know you. I'd love to get to know you more, so email me at Kristof@KristofLewisPodcast.com. Tell me where you're from. I'd love to know what you do and why you listen to the podcast. Many of you all know that I transitioned out of the Navy last year despite 100% of people in my professional life telling me that I shouldn't. I mean, I'm a college dropout. I didn't have the certifications that were required, but I still got the job I wanted to because I believed in myself and it was my only plan. I always set my eyes on something that I want and I just work my ass off until I get it. If you feel like your life is just not going where you want it and the people in your life are telling you not to pursue what you want, and I don't know, maybe you're thinking that you don't have enough schooling or college or certifications just as I did, or maybe you're held into a contract. If this is something that you know you want to do and you know that you want to make more money, please, again, email me at Kristof@KristofLewisPodcast.com so I can help get you moving forward in the pursuit of what you were born to do. And I can help you get where you want to as well. My name is Chris, or Kristof, and I have conversations with inspirational people, but this is the first of many to come of the solo casting that I shall do. So, who am I, and why am I doing a podcast? My name's Chris, or Kristof, as in, obviously, the Kristof Lewis Podcast, but why do I go by that? I want you guys to know me a little bit more. My name is Christopher Lewis, that's my first and middle name, and my mother is Hungarian. I lived in Hungary, right outside of Budapest, for about a year or so when I was a child. Now, I moved here, my mother calls me Kristof, and my entire family in Hungary calls me Kristof, and that's just a little bit hard for Americans to pronounce, so I've gone by Kristof, and it's just become more of a thing because it's a lot more unique than Chris or Christopher. So, why am I doing podcast? I've divulged it in a plethora of conversations that I've done with my guests, and I've divulged it in other podcasts that I've been on, but I'd love for you guys to hear it from my mouth right now in this setting. So why did I start a podcast? First of all, it was inadvertent that I stumbled upon podcasting. I really just wanted to help other people. People came to me and asked how to trade stocks. I had done stock trading a little bit and I was semi-successful and also drastically unsuccessful, and fortunately I broke even. So I knew what I was doing, but I was in no means a professional. But I knew a friend, Mike Ford, who did it professionally. So I said, hey, I don't know how to do this professionally, nor would I give somebody advice to do this, but let's talk to somebody who did do it and does do it and get inside their brain. And more importantly, Mike didn't come from a background that he approved of. These are his words. He didn't come from a background that he wanted to continue to do, a career that he wanted to continue to do. So he made a change to better himself and better his family. So he came into stock trading. And so I wanted to talk to him and discuss, well, how did you get here, Mike? You didn't just end up being a stock trader. So we talked about that for a long time, and it turned out really great. So I kept on talking to more people and more people from different backgrounds, different careers, you name it. We've done everything here. I've talked to chiropractors, shark divers. I've talked to financial advisors. I've talked to high school teachers. I've talked to college professors. I've talked to MMA fighters. I've talked to filmmakers. I've talked to veterans. I've talked to artists, and I've talked to refugees. I've talked to CEOs, authors, and parents. I've talked to pilots and professional skateboarders. I've talked to health and fitness coaches. I've talked to professional rock climbers and YouTubers. I've talked to women's transformational coaches and wellness coaches and social media gurus. I've talked to everybody from A to Z, and I never intend to stop to talking to people to prove to you all that you can do what you want and what you love in this life as long as you're adding value to somebody else's life. Through this journey, through this string of conversations that I continue to have, I am thus proving to you, giving you real life in the flesh examples of people who are doing what they love and adding value to other people's lives with the intention of showing that they didn't just wind up where they are. They came from a tough background. Take, for example, Bas Rutten. He came from a background where he had asthma and he was bullied, and he persevered through all of that to get to where he was, the king of pancreas in Japan and a UFC heavyweight champion. These people aren't just born champions. They become champions through a champion mindset, through perseverance, consistency, dedication, motivation, inspiration, and a plethora of other synonyms that all lead to being a champion. However, an important point to take away from this podcast and my mission to you is that it doesn't just start and end with you. It is about us. It's about doing everything I just described while helping other people along the way. For example, people often find that money is a negative thing and it's attached to greed and a cornucopia of other terrible things in this world, but money is just a tool and it is up to us how we use it, and it takes money to help other people. If we want to go to other countries and continents around the world, no matter where you are, we need to do it with money, and we need to get them food and water and better living conditions, and you name it, fill in the blank. We need money to do this. So money is a good thing. Money helps put food on the table for your family. Money keeps the heat warm in the winter. Money puts the gas in your car. Money is not a bad thing. It just depends on how one person uses it. So how long will these solo podcasts be? They'll be anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, fast-paced, recapping what happened that week in the conversation, diving deeper into the conversation that was released. And it will also be about topics that I feel passionately about, that I am picking out from the user engagement in Instagram and all on social media, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Topics that come up a lot through this podcast, I will be sharing. And why am I doing this? I'm doing this so you can get to know me more, and also so we can just dive deeper, like I said, into these topics that require more, that we just simply don't have enough time to dive into in the conversations. Now, these will come out every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember that the conversations come out every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to subscribe so you'll get each new episode. You get the conversation on Monday, and you'll get the recap, the solo cast on Thursdays. If you really enjoy this, please go to iTunes. It means the world to me, and rate it 5 stars, and please comment and tell me what you like. Now, I'm a huge fan of constructive criticism. I think one needs it in order to grow in the forward direction. So if you disagree with something I say, or you think I should do it better or just a different way, it's not a bad thing. We're human beings. These are emotions, and we should not agree on everything. That would just erode our uniqueness. So go ahead and find me on Instagram at Kristof Lewis, KRISTOFLEWIS. Shoot me a direct message and let's talk. Let's figure out how we can make things better for you, and how we can make things better for me, and how we can make the podcast better so that we can help the world. Which leads me to my next point, that we can truly help the world. We have a much bigger impact on this world than we think we do. And the only reason we would not have a huge impact on the world around us is because we tell ourselves that we don't, that we are limiting ourselves. These self-limitations are the only thing that hinder us from reaching our full potential and affecting the world in a positive manner. There is no reason why one individual can impact the world. There are so many individuals that can impact the world beyond belief. Going back to my point about money earlier, take for granted Bill and Melinda Gates, absolute billionaires that started from a garage, became the most rich people in the world, and used money to create the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They are helping people on a daily basis throughout the rest of their lives, and will leave a legacy that lasts generations to help people all around the world. So let's go back and dive a little bit deeper into why I started this podcast. I told you I started the podcast inadvertently with Mike Ford from conversation number 1 about stock trading, and I just kept on going. But why really did I even start that? Well, first of all, I love diving deep into intellectual conversation conversations about bettering ourselves. I love to learn. And in high school and all throughout formal education, I hated to learn. And not until I got into my 20s did I actually realize that I love to learn, but I love to learn about certain things. And I realized that because I only excelled at things that I enjoyed. So let's find things that we enjoy so we can thus excel at them, because they are going to require more time to do, but we're not going to mind to do those. And 100% of my life, professionally speaking, told me not to get out of the Navy because I could not get a job. And more importantly, that this college dropout who didn't have any certifications wouldn't get a job that he enjoyed. I refused to do that, and I proved 100% of those people wrong. I'm going to show you how to do it too, and it's not going to be easy. It's simple how it works. The theory is simple. You find something that you love, and you find something that you love that adds value to other people, and then you pursue that relentlessly. You are addicted to it, and you are obsessed with it, and you do not have a plan B. And if you fail to get where you want, you don't go to that plan B. You just find another way to get to your plan A. There's a million different vehicles you can take to get to the same destination. If one car breaks down, you jump in another and you slam the pedal down. There is absolutely no reason why we cannot fulfill our potentials in this world with positivity, inspiration, and relentless pursuit. There is no reason we cannot fill our potentials in this world, do what we love, and add value to each other's lives. There's a lot of negativity in this world, but I swear to you that if you look around, you will see that there's plenty of positivity as well, and you just have to look in the right places. We need to cut out the negativity, mitigate the negativity. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do what you want in this life. As I said, there's too many times that I was told that I wouldn't be able to do it, and I am, along with 50 other people that have already been on this show, are doing it as well. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to take some hard work, but we're going to get there together. I absolutely promise you. Thanks so much for listening to the first solo cast, and I'll see you guys next time.